Hey everybody, BK here. We're taking a look at the overview of what the Abysmal Gale is going to be. The last video was just basically me placing some blocks. You have no idea what anything is or why I'm placing it there. So we're just going to go over the entire ship. Let's go ahead and get back into UI mode here so I can see if like pirates are sneaking up on me. So basically, the front of the ship is going to be where the engines and thrusters and all that stuff's going to be. On the side here, I'm going to have some trusses going out to some externally mounted engines, both on both sides, and the larger one on the bottom. I'm going to have this gray shell is going to give way to like a black part of the ship underneath of it, which is going to have like a secondary bridge on the front just for like observation, that sort of thing. Obviously this is a RP type ship. It's not really made for combat. This middle hangar right here is for smaller ships. I'm gonna have multiple ships to a door. It's not gonna be like, there's gonna be like 3 ships in here or something like that. I'm probably gonna have, I don't know, several of them, small fighters, that sort of thing. Might even try to figure out a way to do like 2 decks of them or something. That could be interesting. And there's going to be a hallway going over top of it, and I think I might do a hallway going underneath of it to get to the front section of the ship. The front section is going to be mostly systems, and there's not going to be a whole lot there except for that secondary bridge. The bridge is going to be roughly over top of like this area somewhere. It's going to stick up. It's going to be like a regular real world ship type bridge where it sticks up off of the surface. I'm going to have a slightly sloping what did you call that? The top part of the ship's going to slope slightly. I don't know if I'm going to do that much of a slope or if it's just going to be 1 or 2 downgrades, and it's going to meet up to that part. It's going to be mostly flat. In the back we're going to have another hangar for like either a very large, like basically a frigate, or like a couple large fighters, which will probably, I'll have a slopey looking hangar door on the back. The back, I haven't done a whole lot of work on what it's going to look like exactly, because figuring out what the back of a ship that doesn't have the thrusters on the back is kind of difficult. I mean, you tend to think, oh, it's going to have like like this big part where it goes out a little bit and it has like the thrusters on the back and you got a bunch of circles and the exhaust and all that stuff. But since all that stuff's on the front of the ship, I have to figure out what the back of a ship would look like if it doesn't have thrusters, which is a bit of a tough job. So this thing handles like a brick, this core, and it's fast enough, but let's get out of it here for a second. Yeah, take that with me. Okay. So basically what I've got so far, and in the video you might have noticed I had a bit of trouble with these walkways. I'm not going to include me messing around with those in any feature videos just because it's tough to figure out how those tiny ass hallways are going to go. This hallway and like all the maintenance type tunnels, I wanted to have like a whole like alien vibe or like a very industrial look, red lights, these panels look pretty nice. I have like these personal computers over top of the doors just so they look like they have actual access panels getting into the core. Not 100% about this little turn down to the stairs. It kind of looks sloppy. Like obviously I can't center these lights or anything like that, or the grating that's going to be below here, so that's a bit awkward. Stairs I'm okay with. I think that looks pretty good, but trying to figure out how the slopes on the side are going to interact with the entrance to the stairs is going to be a trick. Let's take another look at that core room though. I wanted to show you some of the stuff about that. Let's go up here for a second. So yeah, I decided to try to make the core look as warm as possible, which includes having like a lava pit down here, which you can actually fall into a little bit, I think, if you're orientated. Oh, not X. I was trying to rotate, but you can't rotate like that when you're not in a ship. Can I just fall? No, I'm slightly too crooked, but trust me, you can get down there somehow. There we go. Okay. We figured it out. Cool. Let's not get stuck down here. So yeah, that's going to be the maintenance areas and stuff. Let's go ahead and go down to that one room that I was building. Well, I was building both of them at the same time, but basically this room down here, it's going to be some sort of maintenance type thing for the hangars, I think. I'm not sure yet. Either that or like pilot bunks or something. I'm thinking pilot bunks, honestly. It looks kind of like someone would live in here. And I'm not 100% sure if... Oh, I'm not in build mode. I can't just phase through the wall. Duh. But I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be the outer edge of the ship. I think in this section it's going to get a little narrower here for like all these windows and the crew quarters and stuff. And then go outwards here. I'm going to have like a slope on these hangar doors. And it's going to look pretty cool if you ask me. And then out here it's going to go out a little bit more for the back hangar. Still not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing about the back end of this thing. I kind of want to have some like 45-degree fins, or maybe one that goes straight down off of it. If you have ever played EV Nova, like I'm thinking like the front end of the IDA frigate from that, where it just kind of looks like it's slopey on one side, straight on the other side. Not entirely sure which side would be which. I might do that on the front. No, actually, on the front end I'm going to have that engine on the bottom, which is going to be kind of a semicircle look. It's going to be very, the engines are going to be sleek but chunky and industrial looking. It's going to be fun. So in total, let's go back up here. Oh man, I am so slow when I'm not in that ship core, but at least I can turn and stop and all that stuff. It's just a real pain to try to fly around in the core. But I have not really put any systems in this except for the a few thrusters that I just use for decoration because it looks kind of cool through the grating, if and when you can actually see it through the grating, that is. But yeah, so far I've put 25,600 blocks into this thing, and as you can see I am absolutely nowhere near being done, because once I finish this stuff out I have to do all the detailing, I have to fill systems up, which is going to be solid blocks of just systems. As for defense, I'm thinking just a handful of turrets on the surface, like very flat surfaces. I'm not going to make any surfaces specifically for turrets, and primarily this is a carrier, so it's not going to have any like missiles or weapons that come out front, because I mean, when's the last time you saw someone in a carrier like, you know, swivel around to shoot at things? It's kind of silly. So yeah, I might put some sort of defensive turrets around the openings to the hangars, I think, like some small ones just to like harass fighters that might try to fly in there and shoot from the inside of the ship or something. Not entirely sure how. I've never fought in combat in StarMade, so I'm not entirely sure how. I could probably shoot them through my ship with my own turrets, like if someone flew like a fighter directly into the hangar doors or something. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about combat in general, since it's mostly a you know, a looker ship, not a fighter. Like, if I wanted to build something efficient in combat, I'd just build a giant cube full of systems, and that's no fun whatsoever. So, yeah, it's a general overview of what the ship's going to look like. So, stay tuned. I'm going to have some more time lapses. I like the way I set up the last one with the music. I'm not as lazy as I am, and I don't like crediting people in my own videos because it involves having to type out like credits and stuff. I will continue using other people's music for that. Of course, it has to be royalty free and whatnot. So I found what was it, Royal Music or whatever, had a whole bunch of songs listed that you could just use. Granted, they haven't posted any new ones for like a year, so like I'm gonna run out of that music pretty fast. But you know, hopefully I can keep things entertaining for you, you know, while I'm building this ship, because it's gonna take a little while. I've got this, and I've also got a station I've been working on and another save, but like the block limits, like my computer isn't the best computer, so after a while the number of blocks kind of gets to it, so I can't really work on both projects in the same area, and I don't want to lose one of them, so I have two different saves for each project. So eventually this is going to be able to dock to it whenever I get a new computer, or once it's finished and I don't know, I'll figure something out, but I'll be sure to, you know, put progress of that up here too. I've been thinking about completely restarting the entire project though, because I started off, I was going to make it this large station built into a asteroid, and I decided I'll just build a station and then build an asteroid around it, and that is just don't do that. If you want to build an asteroid base, get a pre-made one and build into it. I know that they're not that big, but trying to build one from scratch and make it not look like a symmetrical, blocky piece of crap is really tough. So, yeah, just heed my warning. If you want to build a station, either forgo the whole asteroid base thing, or just, you know, get an actual asteroid. Oh yeah, also this hallway. I'm gonna have a few bigger hallways like this, which I really like how this turned out with the windows and stuff. Yeah, it's nice. So anyway, I've been BK. This has been that second episode of StarMade.